and Jessen, and Chevy. You can make up any nickname. You can say Chevy Debbie Beppy, Beppy Boy, Lonnie Boy. Maybe.
Trying to.
Cool. Yo, that's my dad's boat right there. I wish. That'd be a fun boat. I'll talk a little bit about where we're going, hopefully, and what we're doing. And if you don't know where we're going or what we're doing, I love that kind of person to just hop on a boat with a couple of randos. So we are right here. Jessen's going to take a ride on the Intracoastal Waterway. We're probably going to stay close to the marina right now just to see what's going on. We'll take a ride on Seven Reaches Creek where we'll probably pull some crab traps and see what we can see. And then we'll pass by the Pirates Playground if we can. And then if we can make it all the way up to the shark hole where if y'all need to do a sacrifice this morning, we can do that. If there's anyone you wanted to ditch today, feel free right there. And then if the weather is all clear, we'll head up this way towards Capers Island. So right up there. And Deweese Island is in between Isle of Palms and Capers. If y'all look on Isle of Palms, we've got lots of houses and development. And then if you look at Capers Island, there's nothing. There's no development. So we're going to undeveloped barrier island. If you don't know what a barrier island is, it's got a couple of jobs. And barrier islands block the mainland from storms or take the impact of storms. And then they also change. They're very dynamic because they're hit by a lot of storms and we've got crazy tides and stuff like that. So even though Isle of Palms is developed, it's still a barrier island. People just like pretty places, and the important thing to remember is that sand moves, right? So if you've ever seen photos of a beach access and you're like, why is it so tall? Has anyone seen that before? Where there's a really tall beach access, beach access going up and like this, and then stairs down, and there's nothing underneath it. That's because there used to be a sand dune there. There used to be a big hill, and then sand was washed or winded away. So really crazy to see. Awesome. So Capers Island is an undeveloped barrier island, the start of 30 miles of undeveloped barrier island. And very, very cool for the state of South Carolina that we've got some protection. Oh yeah, we're seeing some birdies. And y'all, the way this tour works is I've got my spiel down, but please, if y'all have questions or see something cool. Oh, look, a little sea puppy. Just like that. If you see something fun and want to point it out, I'm sure other people would like to see it too. So feel free to point stuff out or ask questions. We want y'all to do that. This is for you. And we're just lucky we get to tag along. So, you got a question yet? So the state of South Carolina Department of Natural Resources does own and maintain Capers Island. Bull is technically under the National Park Service, so they get some federal money there. And then, sorry. Yeah. So it's cool. It's like different stakeholders or different organizations provide the funding and protections for these islands and maintenance. And then north of Bull's Island is the Cape Romaine Wildlife Refuge. So it's another federally protected area, but it's a national wildlife refuge versus the national parks. And if y'all, I can get real nerdy into that, so I'll try to steer clear of getting any deeper. But if you have more questions about it, let me know. So, we got another pelican over here. Cool. Tidal salt marsh. This is the habitat we're cruising through. It's one of my favorite habitats. Very, very important. If y'all see the grass around the edges, that's called Spartina or Spartina. It's the marsh grass we see all over the salt marsh. It's the most salt-tolerant plant. That's why you'll see it all over. And it acts like a filter for the marsh. So very important plant. also helps hold together the banks of the marsh. And then what we can't see that's also helping with filtration are oysters right now. So an adult oyster about this big can filter about 50 gallons of water in a day. So very, very great for the salt marsh. Very important. And the oysters are keystone species. So this little invertebrate is very important for the salt marsh. They filter the water, and then does anybody know what a keystone is in an archway? Yes. Yes? So a keystone in an archway is the middle stone that helps hold the arch in place. So if you remove it, the arch collapses. So oysters are a keystone species, so if you remove oysters in the tidal salt marsh, the ecosystem or habitat collapses. So they hold the banks in place and they help filter. Oh, we got a sneaky great white egret over here through the green grasses. That white bird, you'll see that? A hungry pelican over there. Lots of birdies. I don't know if anybody's into birds right now, but I hope after this tour you become a little more into them, because there's some really cool birdies around here. Some of our favorites too to be on the lookout for. We love this pink bird we see around here. It's called a roseate spoonbill. Has anyone heard of those before, seen them? They're a little different than flamingos. They've got a flat bill that is used to scoop up their food, but they turn pink very similarly like flamingos. So they eat crustaceans that are pink, and it helps turn them more pink. So pretty cool. If you see one, you're not going crazy. There are pink birds out here. Yeah. Sometimes people are like scared to point them out because they don't believe that they're seeing that. So tidal salt marsh, it's a filter. And what we can't see right now is some pluff mud. Has anybody heard of that before? Usually, yeah, yay! Usually you smell it before you see it. Yeah, I think it smells like home. That's up for debate, I guess. But pluff mud, very, very important for the salt marsh. Layers and layers of it act like a sponge. So it absorbs lots of water. And around here, our tides, they vary anywhere from I used to say 4 to 6 feet. Now I'm saying 4 to 7 feet of vertical fill. And then sometimes we'll get even higher than that, like December 17th. But does anybody remember the nor'eastern? Was anybody around? No? Okay, well, we got a nor'eastern storm. So basically, tropical storm outside of hurricane season, so we called it a nor'eastern. We got about 9 feet of water. So our marshes hold maybe 6.5, 7 if we're lucky. So we definitely got some tidal flooding with that. And we're seeing more and more tidal flooding. But still really important to have that pluff mud for absorption. And then, how many of y'all like seafood? Yeah. If we love it, we've got to protect it, right? We love it, we got to protect it. So 75% of our seafood will start out in the tidal salt marsh. So think of this area as a nursery. Very, very important to protect the salt marsh. And I don't know if y'all can see this, but we got some sneaky coyotes in that little boat. They're not real, I'm sorry. But now I've got your attention, huh? So they use those to deter birds on the boat, but they are kind of fun to point out. Here. You okay? Hey, do you want to touch the dolphin skull? Come here, Britt. Do you want the dolphin to give you a kiss?
Oh, that dolphin just something.
A kiss? No, how about a shucky kiss? Shucky! You want to come give a kiss?
No, buddy.
You want to go give a kiss? You know, that's what I'm like when I don't have my morning coffee. Cool. So tidal salt marsh is a very wonderful home to lots of animals, like our dolphin friend. This is a Tamanin bottlenose dolphin. And this is just a replica skull, so not real, but this is what they would look without their cute suit on. Yeah, so a little wild. They kind of look like a pterodactyl. I don't know. I wouldn't, unless, you know, since I work this job, I know it's a dolphin, but like, look at it, I would say pterodactyl for sure. And usually when we see one, we might see more than one, so keep your eyes peeled for a big curved fin and an animal moving. And then I want to show y'all their brain cavity is huge. They got a big old brain. Very intelligent marine mammal. And they've got a lot of different behaviors and things they can figure out with that big old brain. So hopefully we can see some of that. We talked about our sea turtle friend a little bit, the namesake of our boat. And just to compare the brain cavity, sea turtles have about the size of your thumb brain, but as long as their instincts are okay, right, they'll do all right. But just a little bit of a comparison. So if you're a sea turtle and you see a plastic bag drifting through the water, and honestly, as a human, it kind of looks like this too. If I see a plastic bag in the water, it looks like a jelly, looks like a jellyfish. So if I were a sea turtle, I'd probably eat the plastic bag too. But they got they're our good old little peanut brains. So loggerhead sea turtles. A reptile that a lot of people want to see on the boat, or not on the boat, but on the tour. This is an American alligator, and they prefer. Do you know what kind of habitat they prefer? Did you say freshwater? Good job. Great job. Freshwater habitat, exactly. So alligators like that freshwater habitat. But they will go into the saltwater occasionally looking for food, maybe looking for love or more habitat. So going from island to island looking for some of those things. And unlike the sea turtle, they don't have a saltwater excretion gland. So are you ready for a really lame joke? Yes? Okay, great. So, it's so cheesy. If the alligator goes into the salt water and they get dehydrated, what do we have to give them?
Gatorade.
Gatorade! Welcome to my brain! Yay! Awesome. Having said that, we're gonna turn on. Are we gonna turn on 7 reaches and maybe pull a crab trap? Cool. Yay. So y'all keep your eyes peeled for stuff along the way. Sometimes we can see little diamondback terrapin heads popping up in this creek. And those turtles look like this. So it looks kind of like a oyster head or something popping up, and then you know it's a turtle because it goes back down. So this is that turtle. And they do have a saltwater excretion gland too. But they've got webbed feet, so a little different, a lot smaller than sea turtles. I wish I had a real one to show you. But I got a stick. And they're one of my favorites. Cool. So find a crab trap.